Hey everyone, we're going to do an in-depth comparison between these two powerhouse handhelds, 3DS XL and the Sony Playstation Vita. So let's start with a boot up screen. See what they each look like when you start them up, and how long it takes as well. 3DS is starting up. Now this one's starting up. There's your startup screens. 3DS XL. You got your icons like this. Make them smaller, make them bigger, more or less. And you got your brightness settings. I like to keep mine at super brightness. And let's compare the icons on the Vita. There's your icons. Drag them around just like if you were on an iPhone or an iPad or something like that. For example, hold your finger on it. Now you can move it around wherever you want. Hold your finger in a direction, you'll go fast like that, which is pretty sweet. And it moves around the same way on the 3DS. Hold to move it like that. I showed you brightness on the 3DS, so I'm going to show you brightness on the Vita. Hold down the PlayStation button, change the brightness. The Vita is actually very bright, even at its lowest setting. I usually keep this on the lowest setting, but on the brightest setting it's super bright, so that's awesome. And we got a camera comparison we'll do. Loading the camera app on this. At the same time I'll load the camera app on this. There's your quality. Looks pretty quality, right? Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. You take 3D photos. It's trying to tell me how to do it. You can tell I just got this thing, but gives you an idea. See, that's good. I'm pretty impressed. And then your camera quality on the Vita. It's looking at a white table, so that's not helping us very much. I would say the camera quality doesn't look as good on the video, but I would say the camera quality is better on the Vita overall. They both have front. Here's the front-facing camera. If I can get the there's a front-facing camera. 3DS also has a front-facing camera up top right there. So there's the cameras. That's how you close an app. You peel it away on here. You're closing an app on here. Oh, I'm wrapping a gift, huh? All right. I don't know where that came from. Yes, I'm trying to do a video here. And if you are in an application on here, for example Mario Kart, I'm trying to show you how the multitasking works. Just push your home button on the Vita, push your home button on the 3DS. I'll ask you if you want to close it, so you just close it. Piece of cake. It's the same on here for multitasking. For example, if we're in the browser and we close it out and we try to open something intensive like YouTube. Well, you can actually run YouTube and the browser at the same time, so that's pretty sweet. But it'll ask you to close, if you try to open a game while doing a web browser, it'll ask you to close the web browser, because that's a more intensive program. Notifications, here we got our notifications, and it's just a list, kind of like a text message. You got your notifications, scroll up the top screen, you just touch it, it'll tell you whatever you want to know. And notifications on the Vita, functions similarly. You touch this little bubble up here, it'll give you your notifications, and you can touch it to launch to that. There we go. So it's asking us to close YouTube because it's an intensive application. So that's the multitasking on there. Normally it won't matter, and you can see it's got all these open at once. So it's pretty hefty multitasking on both devices. They both have music applications. It's not really too much to show you. On the Vita you can see you have these smaller icons, so it's a little more multitasking on there. You can play your music while you're playing your games, whatever you have going on. So what else can we tell you about this? For size, you can see this is making the Vita look small. I mean, that's how big the 3DS is. It makes the Vita look small. The 3DS is impressively large. I think that's a pretty good size comparison. Sorry I'm so zoomed in. But actually, if you look from this angle, the PlayStation Vita screen is just a hairline longer in width. Just a hairline. Actually, it doesn't look like it from this, but from my angle you can see it's just a millimeter longer. But the 3DS screen is actually taller. It's a pretty good view. You can see the 3DS screen. So in the end, the 3DS screen is bigger. Now, I had the original 3DS. I thought it was pretty cool. I was enjoying it, but ultimately it just fell short. I ended up using my iPad more, and I definitely ended up using the Vita more, because this thing is unbelievable. But I gotta say, the 3DS XL is a beast. This thing is so big, it's like half the size of an iPad. These buttons here, oh, I'm not sure what I opened. These buttons here are really, really high quality. No, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to power off. These buttons are super high quality. I mean, they have a great click to it, and if you look at the width of this thing, it's really thin. It's impressively thin. It's thinner than the original 3DS. I mean, this thing is... I can't believe Nintendo made this, because this is by far their most impressive console. And for comparison, the Vita is also super thin given what it has going on inside of it. There's a better size comparison. The 3DS XL, I would say if you count the analog sticks, they're exactly the same width. You count the analog sticks. But, you know, I'm a big fan of Mario. So at this moment, I'm really digging the 3DS XL. This is another good size comparison right here. The Vita is a longer system overall. The 3DS is a little bit taller. But it's really tough to say which one I would prefer. 3DS XL also has this really great click. You open it up, and it'll click like that, and it'll stay as if you're watching a Netflix show or something like that. And it clicks open again at another angle, which is ideal for playing, and then it clicks open flat, like an iPad or something like that. I keep it at this angle for gaming. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you on here. 3DS XL also has a web browser, which is much improved over the original. Down here we have this web browser, which I showed you earlier. And because the screens are so big, it's actually a functional web browser on the 3DS XL. Whereas on the original one, it was so small you're just struggling to read whatever you have going on there. Yeah, let's use Google. I'm down with Google. Thanks for letting me know that I chose Google. I will have fun with the internet browser. So, just with the size of the screens, it makes it much more functional for whatever you're doing on here. Video watching, web browsing, in the same way that the Vita screen was really functional for whatever you want to do on there as well. Something else we can compare, let's see. This is your friends list. On the Vita, I'm also going to show you the friends list. So 3DS XL, I don't have any friends on here yet because I don't know anybody else who owns a 3DS. There's a friends list on the Vita. Yeah, I made my own friend card. Nice. There's my friend code. I feel super cool. So this just gives you a comparison of what the friend cards look like. One thing with the Vita is it does take a second or two to connect to the Wi-Fi whenever you're not using it, which is no problem at all. It's really not a problem at all. But it works exactly like on the PlayStation 3, which is great, and it's super in-depth. Look at your trophies, look at your friends' trophies, compare with somebody else. So it's just like on the PlayStation 3, which in my opinion is impressive. Just going to close some apps here for you. What are some other things we can compare? We have Nier on the PlayStation Vita, which is the equivalent of Street Pass, the Mi Plaza, on the 3DS. Welcome to the Mi Plaza, thanks. Now Nier on the Vita, it's pretty cool, but honestly it's not as impressive, I found, as how it works on the 3DS. 3DS is awesome because you can walk around. If you're near somebody who has one, then you get to see their character. You play little mini games in here. It's actually really cool. With Nier, it says, oh, someone's near you. Do you want to add them to your friends list? Yeah, that's pretty cool, and I can start a conversation with them in chat or something, but I'm honestly not going to do that because I'm not weird like that. I'm not trying to hang out with strangers. The one unique thing about Nier, though, is you can do something like discoveries, and it'll say, these are people near you, no data, but it'll offer you things like, someone near you is playing the same game, you can download this free level. But to be honest, I've never gotten anything cool through this discoveries. You know, it's something like a hat for someone in a kart racing game, and I don't really care about that. So I haven't been very impressed with Nier at all, to be honest with you. I want to show you how it shows people near you, which is interesting. See, it's saying these people are near you, and I can touch on them to compare. They have this floating circle, that means they're on my friends list already. So I friended this guy because he had played some similar games, but I can see what this person's been up to. So that is impressive, and that Nier will tell you what other people have been playing and doing, whereas with Street Pass on the 3DS, there's mini games to play and things like that, which is fun. But other than that, it's not as interesting in meeting up with other people. Yeah, okay, I get it. Alright, well I don't know what it's asking for. I'm going to turn the power off again because I want to get back to some more direct comparisons. On the Vita you have a video chat party. I'm sorry, I meant audio chat, which is neat, just like on the Xbox 360, so that's definitely impressive to have that in a handheld, cross-game voice chat. The 3DS doesn't have anything like that, so that's certainly a plus for the Vita. They both have Netflix. Netflix is pretty self-explanatory. I haven't downloaded on this because I just got it. Let's see some other comparisons. They're both really fast at zooming around and stuff like that. You can see they both... PlayStation Vita has a faster processor, but they're both really fast, so that's cool. You can see I got my custom backgrounds on here. What's up, Simpsons? Anyways, we have AR games on the 3DS, which is where you use the cards, and it does things like make something appear out of the card, and it looks like you're looking at a hole on your table. The Vita has the exact same thing, except they're individual games as opposed to AR card games, which is just a standalone application with one card and a couple games. Cliff diving, table soccer, and fireworks are all different AR card games, and they're like full-fledged games, so that's definitely more impressive, the augmented reality games on the Vita.